Doing part 2, but first we gotta get the season 2 finale of Halo. So let's dive right
we've
on
been
in.
waiting to do this for a while now. So.
Overall thoughts? Do they stick the landing? Robbie, what do you think?
I liked
better
it.
than
Yeah.
the 5th episode.
Oh, and I didn't see that coming with the lady in red.
Oh, I know. I thought she was Forerunner. She's Flood.
I wasn't sure about the Forerunner idea, but it was interesting.
Who's the lady in red?
I actually didn't guess.
She's the Flood.
We could. Okay, I wasn't sure if we were throwing it out there yet.
Yeah, we're going balls. This has been out for 2 weeks, guys. Thanks for joining to the episode.
We're a little late to it anyway.
Sorry, we're a little bit late, but that allows us to go straight into spoilers.
We didn't think they were going to introduce the Flood this season, but they flooded this episode with Flood.
Oh yeah, it was most
they
of the episode.
Flooded our expectations.
I liked how they just it was slowly introduced and then all of a sudden it's just everywhere. So.
Right? Oh, so we'll get into
like a flood.
Like a flood, right? Just it's a little trickle and then the floodgates open.
There's the whole reason they like sacrificed whatever was in there to hold on to the last bit of flood.
Where's Noah when you need him?
But why do you think they kept that bit of flood DNA,
the spore,
the last bit of flood after they wiped out everything, however long ago it was?
Science.
Yeah, Hebrews.
Because scientists in pop culture franchises are always evil.
Yeah, the Forerunners are supposed to be like super advanced.
They're always like for scientists, but they have to keep this dangerous thing that could kill everyone.
Think about it. Even if we could, let's go back 4 years to the very date. So the end of March, early April, right? And we're dealing with this C18+1 virus. If we had the option to completely eradicate that off the planet, scientists would, but they'd still keep a little bit. Some asshole would still keep a vial somewhere. Yeah.
Somebody's like, we can't get rid of this.
So I can see them do that too.
I find like in like these popular media franchises like Alien or what have you, Halo, like, you know, because in Halo, Aliens, like the guy who was on Mad About You wanted to keep a piece of the alien spore for study,
right?
Even though it was like extremely dangerous, and like any other scientist,
this is
freaking dangerous.
How like Halsey's expression when every time she saw that thing, even after it was revealed what it was.
Dude, mind-blowing,
unbelievable.
Right? So it's just sheer awe of
I mean, if you just look at if she's just straight looking at the science about it and not just the impending doom on the way.
She's fully autistic. I mean, that's 100% what's going on here. She's a genius. She has zero social skills whatsoever. And then, like, people are like, there's about to be...
Everyone's dying around her and just, oh my God, look at this.
She's like, oh my God, look how it's spreading. Oh, it's so cool.
Her
so
daughter
pretty.
Tried to talk to her like, you see what's happening right now.
Right.
To talk.
Let's talk about something we didn't see, and that's at the beginning of the episode. We open up with the Master Chief talking to someone off screen, in a dark room. And dude, my heart of hearts, I knew it was Guilty Spark 343, but I just prayed the entire episode. I was like, please, his voice is so not Guilty Spark's voice.
Yeah, it makes you kind of miss the Guilty Spark from the game.
Yeah, I understand why they didn't use.
I'll see what they do with it, but the voice.
It's iconic. Him. It's so iconic. Like I get like not using the voice because then you couldn't do the reveal because everyone watching by now is only like the Halo.
Everybody would
game.
Know.
Yeah, the Halo game. So as soon as you hear the voice, you'd be like, "Oh, Guilty Spark." So you wouldn't be able to do the reveal. But like that reveal wasn't really worth it.
When you hear Cortana, you know what's going on.
Right.
I'm glad they kept Cortana's voice, at least.
Not her voluptuousness, her curvatures. Unless they
it's
just
Microsoft.
They just like scan Bill Gates' wife's body and then put Cortana's face, and how that way it'll be.
You know what else they're scanning? They're not getting, or you know, let's say they are getting rid of
child soldiers, I guess.
Spartan 3s.
You can imagine.
Oh yeah.
Right, so Kai Perez and the Spartan 3s are getting ready to launch when their ship explodes from behind. I'm not sure where that bullet came from, But that was a great little twist. They're all worried about like jumping out the back of the ship.
I had no going back now.
Yeah, and then boom, yeah. But that was.
This out.
I thought it was a good scene. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was.
Perez lived surprisingly.
They almost had a really cool scene where the alien mothership showed up, and they do like the panning overhead shot, and it like invokes feelings of Star Wars or Spaceballs with just like how big and
it is
magnificent.
When you're that close.
Well,
right?
Speaking of ripping off Star Wars, they literally, I think, what was her name? Not Kai. Who's the female Spartan? Kai. She pulled a Admiral Halsey from.
She did.
Last
Drove
Jedi.
Straight into it.
Oh.
Yeah. So like Halo's ripping off one of the worst Star Wars movies.
Yeah, can you say ripping off? Especially with Star Wars, because Star Wars is just a giant ripoff. And we've already talked about Dune. And what that is a kamikaze, which is a Japanese thing, which is where Seven Samurais is from. So if anything, Star Wars is ripping it off more from Japanese culture.
Halo's ripping off Dune, obviously.
Dune, obviously.
So what else happened? Kai's dead, so I guess John is officially the last Spartan now.
Yes.
I mean,
are you happy? Are you happy now? Oh, she's no longer a Spartan.
This isn't what I wanted. Not like the was Switch saying Matrix. Not like this. Not like this. I mean, Riz is still alive technically, and Soren's still alive, so he's not really the last Spartan.
No,
he's the last operating official UNC designated Spartan. So Turner's like, there, he's the last Spartan. Are you happy? Technically.
Let's just get this out of the way. Let's do the whole Quan Soren bullshit thing.
I completely forgot she was in the... Well, I guess she talked to the Flood Lady. That was really like her only scene. And I guess no more Soren's wife.
That was interesting how just like all the Flood just stop while she's chatting.
Oh, yeah, right?
So that lady was the Gravemind?
That was when you learn who she really is.
Yeah, she's there. Basically.
For sure of who it was.
Words.
Gravemind, Halo. Did you play Halo, Matt? Remind the audience at home.
Of the Gravemind.
So, I played the first two, and I actually just downloaded Halo Infinite, or whatever the new one is on my computer. And I want to get back into it.
It's free.
I am, not up to date on the current.
First two are the best. I mean, first two are the best games, in my opinion.
You're such a big nerd, Matt. I would honestly probably say you'll get more enjoyment from the books. They are very well written. The Fall of Reach,
the whole background of his rise being a Spartan,
and they're brisk. They were written for they're good, intelligent books from what I remember 20 years ago. But they're written for 13 to 15-year-olds, right? So you can literally read an entire thick paperback in like a weekend, like with kids.
So I will say this. I think my big issue with the games was that I loved the single-player storyline. I was just not a big fan. I suck at first-person shooters. So when it became really heavily multiplayer, just can't do it.
Yeah. Old kid. I hear you. Happens to the best of us.
People love the first book, The Fall of Reach, but they don't like the second book, The Flood, because people complain. The complaint was, you can call it a complaint, that it was too similar to the game. Or it was basically just pretty much that's what was intended to be a novelization of the game. So the first three books, I guess, are good. And I guess that book, Ghosts of Onyx, was adapted for this season too, with the Spartan 3s in Ackerson.
Yeah.
So is
definitely
come back next season
too? I think so. He's supposed to be important in the books.
Well, the evil Indian admiral will not be. She's evil because she's.
Oh, Perengowski? She
was
not good this episode, but acting-wise, great acting, right? She was like, John, you must... I'm not doing the accent. John, you have to get to that Halo. Don't do the accent. And then, like, John, Perengowski's telling John to stop, and the ship doors are closing behind him. Like, that was, like, a really cool scene.
Yeah, well, she definitely acted like she was being eaten alive well.
Yes. See ya, bitch. McKee and Cortana talk, and McKee steps on Cortana's flash drive, killing her. Wink, wink. That's right.
Not. So it seems they're just.
Kai and Perez were pretty cool. I thought they were pretty cool without being girl bosses this episode, right? Like, it wasn't overt, it wasn't in your face. But, like, Kai grabs Perez and Perez grabs dual kneelers, right? And then Kai's just grabbing
Yeah,
Perez, and the Perez like,
cool.
and I'm like, yeah, like this is cool, like this is a good scene.
I like that.
I mean, like if you go back and you look again, there wasn't like really anything for her to shoot at, but like the scene was really cool. Like they could afford like the elites to CGI the elites that she was shooting at, but it was a cool looking scene.
Well, when they were filming it, she was just shooting at golf balls, right?
Probably
golf balls and sticks. Yeah.
And then, so Kai's about to stab the computer with the flash drive when they get saved by the Master Chief. Because if you remember, the flash drive turns the hyperdrive of the ship into basically a giant bomb in space.
Yeah.
In space!
Yeah, have a little bit more of a explosion than they thought it would be.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there's no oxygen in space, so flames are.
Now here, let me ask you this. I want your opinions, guys listening. Comment in the comment section down below. Tell me if you can remember any times. But I think this is literally the first time in 2, maybe 3 years that we've covered on this podcast, or that I've seen on TV, where a man actually saves a woman. And so I just wanted to just give a big shout out to some old school heroism, because John fucking Master Chief isn't leaving anybody behind. He goes back for Cortana, but at the moment we're talking about how like he's going back to save Key and Perez and Kai and Perez. Very cool, right? Honestly, I see you, Halo, trying to be based. Season 3, let's do this.
We got Halsey and Cryo now.
I'm pretty sure she was like, "Write me out of the show, please."
bring me back.
They're literally putting her in storage.
She's like, "Bring me back when they actually get to the Halo." But we do actually get to the Halo, and it was McKee and Arbiter and Master Chief on Cortana, and then there's Halo, and then there's you and me and Robbie and Forrest and Tiff, and like I was like, oh, like dude, is this? I'm getting like 13-year-old goosebumps again. Like this is time. This is the closest thing to time travel the CIA will probably ever let us get our hands on.
What did y'all think of the sword battle between Arbiter and Master Chief that we finally got?
Pretty great.
Cool.
He kills Arbiter. I didn't see that coming. I thought they were
I didn't see that coming either.
It was just like,
because
of course
they had
kill him, Master Chief.
In the game they were like fighting together later.
Well, the
on.
Arbiter is a title; it's not an actual character, and I don't think the Arbiter we're familiar with.
They're just getting another Arbiter that's going to be our Arbiter.
Well, the Arbiter we're familiar with didn't show up until the end of till Halo 2.
Right. Okay, I can.
So the Arbiter that we know of could.
Yeah, he wasn't there before Halo.
Right, and that
at least that we heard of it.
That would make Force happier about the Arbiter armor that we've seen so far these seasons.
Yeah, that he wasn't the real Arbiter.
The old school armor looks like
the Arbiter armor.
Still turn invisible.
Armor.
For the super hardcore Halo fans out there who have been holding off on the whole series because they've heard a lot of the backlash, I want you to know that the Halo series officially starts Season 2, Episode 9, 31 minutes and 30 seconds in. That is when you get Master Chief in his helmet on Halo. If that's where you want to start.
But the showrunners had to be the showrunners, and he has a giant crack in his helmet so we can see his eye the entire time.
How fucking genius. I've got this in my notes that I want to talk about. I have ragged on the writers for being dumb.
Can still get a bit of his face, but he's wearing his helmet.
But no, here's the thing: they cracked it. So you know how fucking dumb that looks. Like he's on the Halo now, so he can't just go get a new Spartan helmet. So now he's not using his helmet. He can't walk around with half an eye helmet. Like he's not a fucking pirate. He's not Master Chief, the Spartan pirate.
He needs a heads-up display.
Nope. This is a very clever way for them to get rid of the fucking helmet. Touche, writers. I'm pissed about this, but game recognized game, you sons of bitches.
No pun intended.
They're going to start calling him Master Queef.
They gave us some fight scenes there with his full armor.
That was cool.
So the very last scene showed 343 Guilty Spark. And since I'm a giant dumbass, I totally forgot that 343 Industries was named after 343 Guilty Spark. like I didn't connect the dots until literally I saw this episode. I was like, wait, the name of the satellite or the monitors.
The name of...
What's that number again? 343.
Doing all the math.
What a coincidence.
Well, congratulations on catching up. No worries. We've all had that moment. Yeah. Comment down below, actually, when you, a relatable moment. I remember the first time, like Flow Rida had been big for like maybe 8-10 years. And then one day I saw it written down, and I was like, wait, that's just Florida with a dash in the middle. And like, I was just mind blown. It took me so long to realize that. So comment down below if you've ever had like one of those moments where where you're just like, I was 0 years old when I discovered this incredibly inane human fact. Let's all get a little bit smarter together. And that might include a synopsis of X-Men. Do you guys want to move on to X-Men?